Good morning, YouTubers. T Square with T Square Talks. Hope everybody's having a great day. Today, I want to talk a little bit about a stacker's journey and kind of how it has played out for him and where I think silver and gold are going to go as time continues to go on and as this plays out. The reason I wanted to talk about this today was because I had gotten an email from the individual and it brought back some memories. I brought back some memories of about a year ago. I had received an email from him. His dad, I guess, had passed away, and he had gotten a bunch of coins. And it's a story that I hear more often than you can imagine, where somebody passed away and they inherited a collection, or there was a collection. Maybe it was under the bed, maybe it was in a closet, wherever stacker people hold their silver. And essentially, he had been buying them little at a time, putting them away. And needless to say, he was thinking about selling. He was the person that inherited. He had never heard about any of this. And he actually had talked to a few people, and he had written to me and asked me my thoughts on it. And I had explained to him, I said, the easiest answer would be, yeah, I'm interested in buying it. However, explained that, your father had the insight to know where gold and silver were going. Not many people know about it. Not many people understand gold and silver. They don't. Let's be honest. They essentially laugh at it. It's not something that people talk about. And, in the email that he sent me yesterday, he said, it's crazy, though, because nobody talks about this. And that's definitely not the first time. I actually dated a lady for a while, and she had said, I don't understand. I don't understand why nobody talks about this except for you. There's other people that talk about it. I'm not the only one. But here's the thing. I mean, the system essentially is able to keep going as long as people stay with it. So it doesn't mean, though, that it won't get worse and worse and worse, but it pushes it along a little further. You take a person that maybe they sell houses, and you're a realtor. Is it in your best interest to tell people that the real estate economy is going to pop? That house prices cannot sustain these levels? No, they want to fill your head with hope that, well, interest rates will come down and things will get better. If you're a stockbroker, do you really want to tell people that you're going to essentially make a commission off that? Stocks are pretty much at an all-time high. What's happening? Companies, they're not even really going up in value. Companies are just buying back more of their shares, making less and less shares on the market. And as that happens, it does make it appear like the price of the stocks are going up, and they are to a certain point. However, in a downturn economy, what are those companies going to do? They're going to sell off some of their shares at high prices. And as soon as they see the writing on the wall, they're going to dump those shares, and they're going to be leaving shareholders left holding the bag. Same with a store. If you're a store and you're selling, I don't know, it can be anything, cars, it can be clothing, all this. You don't tell people that, yeah, jobs are going to start cutting and business is going to go down. You don't put negative vibes, I guess you can call it, in people's heads, because it's not in your best interest. It's in your best interest to essentially keep fueling the fire and keep making your commission. Now, I don't play that game. I don't play that game because here's the thing. When it collapses, it's going to hurt a lot of people. And so as I was explaining a lot of this to him, I got partway through the email and I said, what, I'm going to make a video on this. I'm going to talk about it tomorrow morning. But, people don't realize how bad things can really get. When you're stacking silver, think about it. A year ago, silver was only $22. Now we're pretty much looking at $32. And a lot of people want to say, oh, yeah, but it's a high. I gotten a comment a little while back and said, I sold all mine at 32. Thank goodness. Price is down to 29 now. Yeah, and now it's right back up to 32. And here's the thing. It's going to keep going because what they do is every time it goes up, hits a new all-time high, all of a sudden they let it breathe a little bit, and it comes back down because people want to sell. And then they instantly buy up those positions. They, as in big banks, they, as in industrial demand. If you're a company and you use silver, you buy it up. Same with gold. It's no coincidence that gold just hit another all-time high last week, and we're seeing all-time highs now all the time again. And this is going to probably continue, in my opinion. And each time it goes up, there's always someone out there that says, I'm going to be buying it back up cheaper, so that's why I'm selling it. I don't know how many people I talked to that said they sold at 25 and they were going to buy it back at under 20. We have not seen under 20 yet. Did it go back down a little bit? Yes, it did. Even when it went down to 22.50, those same people were still holding out for $20 silver. And they ended up missing a silver and gold opportunity. I mean, it was beautiful to see it down at $22. I would love to see it at $22 today, but that's not going to happen again, I don't believe. Could we see 30? I mean, we could. But in my opinion, there's more momentum getting behind gold and silver, and this is going to continue. And, I always tell people, because I get asked a lot of the time, what should, how much should I have, or how much should I be buying it at? If you don't have any gold or any silver, then you're really in the spot. You're in a pickle. Because this can change on a dime. It can change fast. And when it does, that's going to be it. People that don't have aren't going to be able to get. The price is going to start jumping up, and that's going to be it. All those people that were waiting for sub $20 silver, they're probably not going to see it now. And then you've got to ask yourself, do you want to buy at 32? Well, when the price goes up to 33, 35, 37, 40, 44, almost $50, it will probably hit 50, and then it will take a big correction. It'll probably drop down to like maybe even 40, only to regain momentum back in the upward track. And I say that because there's a lot of people out there that think $50 is the all-time high, and if it ever hits that again, they are selling. And $50 is the all-time high, just like there was a time when $2,000 gold was an all-time high. And when gold hit $2,000, a lot of people out there dumped their position, which is crazy to me, because then what did we see? We saw almost a $700 rally as the price continued. When you buy gold and silver, it's a tangible item. It's not really a gamble, in my opinion. It's an actual item. You are kind of investing, because as it goes up in price, it's the dollar going down in price. And I know there's always going to be people out there that want to throw out some line like, oh, I wish I had bought into Bitcoin, you should have bought into Bitcoin instead of gold and silver. It's easy to say that when Bitcoin is sitting at 97,000, or really I should say 108,000, because it was up to 108,000. But the truth of the matter is, what's it doing now? And I'm not being fair, let's be honest, by making it sound like Bitcoin is a bad, or has been a bad investment. It has done really well. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I wished I had been lucky enough to pick some up at 400 when I first heard about it, maybe even $20,000 at the beginning of the year, last year. But you know what? That's water under the bridge. I understand that cryptos can go up, and just as quick as they can go up, they can come down. And once you realize that, when you're stacking precious metals, you're putting yourself in the right spot. This is a solid investment that's been around forever. There's a reason big banks are buying up gold and silver, and they're not buying up Bitcoin. Let's be honest. Big banks, central banks, are not running out and buying up as much Bitcoin as they can. Will there be a few outliers, like Michael Saylor, who's been buying it up, or there's some companies out there that have been buying it up, even a country like El Salvador. But at the end of the day, just because a couple people are on board with it does not make it a good investment. Gold and silver has been what they have been buying up from the beginning. And now they're buying it up more than ever. Who do you think is buying all this huge amounts of gold? And I'm even going to say silver, because big central banks are buying up silver. Big industrial companies are buying up silver. Even companies like JP Morgan, who have been accused of manipulating the markets, they're not just manipulating it just to make some fiat dollars. They're manipulating it to make fiat dollars, but they're also buying physical. The physical is in hard demand right now. Now, here's something I hear people say in the comments, and I've even seen the YouTube videos. Coin shops aren't selling silver right now. No one's buying. Okay, I'd like to know specifically where these are. I hear people say it, but no one ever puts the company's names down. No one ever puts the cities down. Because here's the thing. You can easily Google. If someone puts down Orlando, Florida coins, and all of a sudden I go on Google and I look them up, and then I make a phone call and I say, hey, what's the deal on silver? Are you guys buying? Are you guys selling? What kind of deals you got going on? You know, that's why they don't put that. They just put random comments like nobody's buying silver right now. You know, anybody can make a video and downplay something or hype up something, and there's always going to be individuals that have their own agenda. I'll be honest. It might be easy for me to say right now I'm not buying gold. Do I buy gold? Yeah, if the right deal comes up, like that deal the other day where I picked up those 4 1/10-ounce gold coins. Yeah. Do I like gold? I mean, I like gold. I like silver a lot more. I would prefer to be, if I could find someone that would take my gold and trade me silver, I would jump on that in a minute. But, I mean, I'm probably not going to want to do like 1 ounce of gold for, well, actually, I shouldn't even say that, because I even would trade in as little as 1 ounce of gold if I could get the actual gold-silver ratio. I'm not going to allow someone to make 10% commission, 20% commission off of me. That I won't allow. And I have seen people that have done that. They'll end up trying to flip back and forth on like a weekly basis, not really fully realizing they're losing a commission every time. I mean, if I was to trade with someone and for silver, for gold or something, I'm going to keep 2 ounces right off the top for making that trade with someone, especially if they want silver. Now, if it's in the situation I'm at right now where I'm actually looking for someone that would be willing to take some gold from me and give me some ounces of silver, well, then obviously I'm not going to try to take any kind of commission. You know, it's just interesting that people don't really fully realize what's going on, and people aren't going to talk about it. That's it. You know, you need to understand that when you're stacking, you're essentially going to be in this alone. You're going to be ridiculed a little bit. If you tell too many people, people don't want you to succeed. I hate to say that. It was something I always had a hard time believing, you know, and I'd watch YouTube videos and I'd hear people say, you know, when you're doing good, don't tell anybody. I mean, even when my YouTube channel first started out and I wanted to make it work, I mean, I would tell people and I would just get laughed at. Oh, you gave up your electrical job to go be a YouTuber so you could make, what'd you make last month? $30, $40. I mean, when I first started, I got laughed at. I made like maybe $15 in a month. I didn't even get paid. It took me like 5 months before I even got my first $100 payment. And I don't mean 5 months from the start. I mean 5 months from when I actually started getting monetized. So I got monetized. 5 months later, I got a check for $100. And then maybe 4 months down the road, I got another check for $100. And then 3 months, and then 2 months, and then I was getting $100 checks every month. And my goal is that continues to grow. But what I'm getting at is people don't want you to succeed. You know, I actually know someone that, you know, we kind of parted ways. And he knew that I was a stacker. He knew, and we're not really on the best of terms right now. And ironically, he came by not too long ago and said, hey, have you seen what's going on with gold and silver? and I'm like, out of the blue. I said, nah, I don't even watch it anymore. I sold my position. I pretty much got out of it. I've got a couple things, but I pretty much got out of it. People generally don't want you to succeed. And it's sad. There are going to be people that are going to be in your corner. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I've been lucky and I've had some friends that literally have tried to push me and motivate me in certain directions. And I sometimes get fixated on certain stuff. But what I'm getting at is, gold and silver is a tough thing to be into. It's not a get rich quick. It's not exciting, but it is going to benefit you. What's exciting when you think about it? You think about it, winning the lottery is exciting. Going to the casino and maybe hitting, some money, that's exciting. Buying some cryptocurrencies, that's exciting. Buying some gold and silver and just putting it somewhere, that's not exciting. It's not. But it will be rewarding at some point down the road. And a lot of people just don't understand that. When this system resets, and it will eventually reset, there's different ways that could play out. If you guys want, I'll do a video on my thoughts on the reset system, because it's not exactly what some of these other YouTubers say. A lot of these YouTubers just think, oh, they'll just revalue the gold and everything will be fine. Some YouTubers think they're just going to just totally make the dollar worthless and go back on a gold and silver standard and start everybody off at zero. I mean, are these things possible? They are, but, there's other things that could play out that could be more probable. And if that happens, those people that are going to, silver and gold are going to be way better off. I mean, when you think about it, how many people have silver or gold? I saw a comment today, like everybody's got gold and silver jewelry. No, they don't. I actually helped out a friend of mine. I'd hang out with him at a pawn shop, resale shop a lot. And I'd sit there and I'd just spend the day talking to him. He knew I was a YouTuber. I just don't share my channel because I just don't really always want people that know me personally to know about me too much. I mean, if you know me, well, you know me. There are a handful of members that know a lot about me that, I've met up with them, had meals, ate with them, and this and that. But generally, I kind of keep some stuff secret. But where I'm going with this is when this happens, it is going to get crazy. And not everybody is holding gold and silver like they want you to believe. In fact, not many. And I don't even mean jewelry, because here's the thing. When I was helping out at the pawn shop, I'd see people come in with like 10 carat, 8 carat, plated, filled. These are all different things that you see that comes in. How often you see 24 karat gold necklace, 24 karat gold ring? You don't see that stuff every day. You see a lot of junk. Do you see silver? Yeah, you see a fair amount of sterling silver, and they buy it up. And what do they really get for it? They might, if they're lucky, get $1 a gram. And they're not 1 gram bars. Usually they're like silverware, or they're silver trays, or some kind of sterling silver jewelry or stuff like that. But when this happens, they don't have to worry about confiscating people's stuff, because the average person doesn't have it. They don't have anything. What they have is debt. And that's the system that we live on right now, a debt-based system. And once you realize that, you realize that this system cannot go on forever. And these little dips that you see in the markets, oh, silver went down by 40 cents or 30 cents or whatever. All that, it's just noise. It's noise, and it doesn't matter, because when you zoom out, this is what you see. This is a 1-year chart. I'm $22. And now we're all the way at $32. And if you think this ain't going to keep going up, you're severely mistaken. And when it does, a lot of people are just going to be left out in the cold. They're going to miss out big time. I mean, take a look at a 1 year on gold. Look at that. Can you imagine having bought it at 2,000? A lot of people were selling at 2,000. You could have been buying at 2,000. And here's the thing. We're at 28 something right now. there's going to be a lot of people that are just going to miss this boat. And when they do, that's going to be it. How do I get off this one? What did I do? Okay, there it is. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap up the video here. Keep an eye on the prices, and you're on the right track. If you're watching videos like mine and you're thinking yourself, you're not listening. I was just watching a video a few minutes ago, and the guy was talking about a company. He's like, yeah, right now they're doing 5 ounces at spot. And I said, man, 5 ounces of silver at spot, I might look that up and go get that. That's not bad. I'll take 5 ounces at spot. Am I going to be able to fill the coffers with 5 ounces? No. But at 5 ounces at spot is still something. And I go look, and it's $176. And I'm like, right off the bat, I said, well, at $30 an ounce, that would be $150. I said, so where are they getting $175? I said, that's $35 and change when spot price at $32. That's $3 over. That's not spot price, and I see this more often. That's why I say people got to think about what they're buying. The closer to spot you can get, the better. Does it mean that $35 silver is a bad deal? No, it doesn't mean that. It just means think. Look for the deals where you can get them. If someone wants you to try out their company new, I want a good deal. For me to try your company out to see if I like them, you're pretty much going to have to be offering me something at spot or cheap. And in some cases it's not spot, but I look on some websites and they might have bullion ounces at, $1.50 over spot or $1 over spot, and then someone else says, we'll give you some eagles at the $1.50 over spot, so you can try us out. Well, yeah, I'm paying a premium, but I'm getting a better coin, so it's worth it to me. Eagles are a premium coin, so that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about today. I might do a video, if enough people say, do a video on your thoughts on a reset and what that could look like. I may end up doing that video. I know people should understand what's coming, because we've seen the reset happen in a lot of different countries, and we've seen it play out different ways. And some people, it gets funny when people sell their collection during the first tap of the reset, and then all of a sudden they end up doing a second tap. Or in Venezuela's case, they did a 7 tap. That means they reset the currency, or basically devalued it 7 times. So if you got out one, well, okay, I missed the first one. Now the price of gold and silver just skyrocketed. I'm going to sell it. I'm going to take astronomical gains. And then all of a sudden, they reset it again. And that currency that you just took is worthless with everything else. In some cases like that, money or currency becomes a hot potato. How quick can you get rid of it, and get some hard assets? That's the reason people are willing to pay the high prices on gold and silver. And gold and silver is only getting higher. So when someone tells me, oh, you'll never see, $50 silver, you will. You will. When the currency starts falling and people are frantic, and you're a millionaire, hypothetically, do you think you care that silver's $50 and that you've missed the beginning of the boat? No, you're only going to care about protecting what you have. And people will recognize it at that point. But here's the thing. At that point, you ain't going to get no $32 silver. At that point, you're going to be paying $50 silver, $60 silver, $70 silver. The price is just going to keep going up because the currency is continuing to go down. And we're seeing new all-time highs in gold in every fiat currency around the world. Because it's happening in every currency, you have to understand it's not one country that's taken the hit. If one country was taking the hit, I would say, okay, that country's doing something wrong, they need to get back on track. But we're seeing it in every country. That means that the fiat currencies of the world are starting to collapse. It's coming to an end. This game has been going on for a while. When they reset it, you will not have the opportunity to pick up cheap silver and cheap gold. Does that mean bet your life savings on it? No. Go in slow, look for deals, and keep stacking. If you've already got some ounces under your belt, well, you're already in a good spot. But you can never be in too good of a spot when you think about it. So I'm not saying, live the cheap lifestyle. I'm not saying be tight and starve yourself, eat ramen noodles so you can stack up more. I can tell you I did it. I remember eating tons of ramen noodles and macaroni and cheese because I wanted to buy as much silver at $20 as I could and as much gold at 13, 15, 18, 2000. Now, I mean, the deals, they're still good, but I'm not going to starve myself and live like I don't know, like a poor man, I guess you can say, too poor. Um, so I've slowed down a little bit, and I say I slowed down as I'm about ready to open up. I just opened up that one package opening, and I'm probably going to get two more package openings pretty soon. And so some people are going to be like, doesn't look like you're slowing down, but you got to understand what's going on. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap up the video here. I already know I went way over 15 minutes. 26 minutes. Yep. So with that being said, I thank everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you made it to the end, say I made it to the end. I'm always so proud when people say that if I do a long video, because it's a long video, 20, almost 30 minutes. Some people get discouraged listening to it, but I think it's important that you understand that you're stacking and you're on the right track. So, and it's going to pay off for you. So thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great week. And it's Monday morning. Take care, everybody. Have a great one. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Oh, and congratulations to the two winners last night. I should have said it right off in the beginning of the video. GETX and Super Boomer, I think it was. Let's see. Let me look real quick. Boom. Yeah, Super Boomer, John Super Boomer. Congratulations, and GETX. So both of you guys are the winners, and you both can contact me via email and get your prize. So take care, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.